Alrighty, welcome to another Arena Cube. I've been really loving this cube and I've been jamming it. And, well, we're first picking a Steam Vince. I think that the Shocklands are very good. Sacred Foundry would be my second choice here. And none of these cards are outstanding. I really do draft this cube mana first because the difference between the power levels of the cards just isn't that broad. Obviously, there are some outstanding cards, and if I had one in this pack, like an Impetuous Lootmonger or Counterspell or Thoughtseize, any of those kinds of cards, I would be taking that. But Steam Vince is a perfectly fine pick, and I like blue-red a lot. So I'm going to take Steam Vince here and kind of see what the next couple packs give us. The decks I like to draft in this cube are like Lurrus decks, obviously. I do think Lurrus is actually better in this cube than in Vintage Cube, as you saw maybe when Beaky and I drafted that a couple days ago or a week ago, whatever. And I like the Grixis type control decks or Blue X control decks splashing various colors. I actually really like Goblin Bombardment. If I see an early Goblin Bombardment, I'd usually take it. Here, I think I'm going to take Tamiyo. Mogda is also good. Those are the two cards I would look at. I don't like Glacial Fortress that much. The Shocklands are really, and the Fetch lands are really what I'm looking for. Though, obviously, once you know your colors, these are totally fine. And, I actually haven't played much with Tamiyo. I think people take it pretty highly. It seems like a pretty solid card in this cube. Other decks I like to draft. Sometimes like mid-rangey, like 3 to 4 color piles, depending on the mana fixing you get. This pack's interesting. There's Nightclub Bouncer, which is pretty good. Brainstorm's pretty good. Make Disappear is all pretty good. Spar's Headquarters is okay. The green Triomes, again, less of a priority. I think green is like a clear 5th place. I really try to avoid drafting green in this cube. I just don't think it's good. Like, the mana acceleration isn't that good because the 6 mana spells aren't that much better than the 4 and 5 mana spells. And I would rather just play more cheaper stuff and have better cards, I guess. I just think the green cards don't do that much. I like Blood Tithe a lot too, but I'm not going to take it over one of these mono blue cards. I think I'll take the Bouncer. It's close between that and Make Disappear. I really do like the 2 mana counters. Pretty good against mid-range, but I think Bouncer's pretty strong, so I'm happy enough to take that. I also do like blue-red or blue-black tempo, where you have things like Enduring Curiosity, cheap creatures like Mogda into counterspells is actually pretty good. So I think a Tamiyo could lead us down that path as well. Tamiyo Bouncer, this could be like a red aggro deck. And then red-white or various permutations of that can be good. Red-black can also be pretty good. Lutri is very good in this cube. This pack has a Damnation, which is pretty good. Screaming Nemesis, which is solid. I actually don't think Atrox is that great. I played it and it's okay, but you just cast it. There's no real cheating it into play. Here I'm going to take Disdainful Stroke. I really like this card. It just counters their best spells a pretty high percentage of the time. Meticulous Archive is also one I like, but I think just staying blue seems like a good plan to me. Oh, and here, there's a Vendilion Click. There's also a Resourceful Collector. This card is pretty busted. I think I'm just going to take it, even though V-Click would look like the pick. So it's 3 mana for a 3/3 haste, and at the beginning of your end step, it randomly selects one of your permanents in your graveyard. That permanent now becomes a food that you can pay 2 and exile it to gain 3, and you can play the card for as long as it's in your graveyard. Note, play. So this plus fetch lands is great. This plus any permanent is great. And let's say you go play this turn 3 off a fetch land. And then end of turn, it hasn't died yet, right? So it triggers and targets the fetch land. Or randomly chooses the fetch land. Even if they kill Resourceful Collector, the fetch lands, you can still just play it out of your graveyard. This card is just really, really strong, and, well, I'm happy to splash it. Here I'll just take Repulse. This card's pretty good. Blackcleave Cliff's not a huge priority. Resourceful Collector and Jet Collector, collectors both, even though they're not in the same cycle, are the 2 of the green cards I splash most frequently. Here, Pyroclasm's solid, Soulseer's okay. Sika's Chariot is not bad. Repeal's also pretty decent. I kind of want to just Repeal. I think Repeal's pretty good. Oh, and here there's a Ketria Triumph. Nice, that's perfect for Resourceful Collector. I do like Hall of Storm Giants a lot too, but I would rather start with Triumph to make sure the collector is going to get played. It's just such a good card. And here, I'm happy for Memory Deluge. Blue being open is perfect. I can figure out what other colors I'm splashing. Probably red for some red removal, and then, again, a couple green sources for this collector. But I like how this is looking. Vendilion Click would have made this a little cleaner. I would have had all blue cards. But this card is just so unbelievably good that I think the power level differential is too high there, even if V-Click does seem like it would have been a nice fit. And then here, There is a Glacial Fortress. White is a decent splash. Shatter Skull Smashing is okay. I think I'd rather just take Glacial Fortress. I don't really want Rekindling Phoenix. Certainly don't want Utopia Sprawl. And then here, at this point, Blood Tithe is not looking very likely, so I'll just take Ghostfire Slice. I don't think Isolated Chapel looks that likely either. I would kind of like to be Teamer, and maybe if I get like Swords to Plowshares, I could splash that, but mostly it was that I took Glacial Fortress over cards I didn't think I was going to play, and I'm so heavy blue now, I could kind of go in any direction, though of course the Collector is a pretty big pull towards having red and green. Ooh, that's a late Meticulous Archive. All right, the white splash looks more like... Oh, we get the V-Click back. That's so nice because it also means blue is just wide open. The Ghostfire Slice I'll hide for now. I don't really want a 3-mana burn spell. I really want one and 2 mana ones like Molten Impact, Lightning Bolt, Strangle, Shove or whatever. It's red for a deal 3 to a creature or planeswalker, and you can play it as an instant. If it's a sorcery, but you can play it as if it had flash. If you went second, Strangle, like a lot of cards like that. And then I don't really think either of these are particularly playable, but I'll just pass the black card because black is the least likely color I am to have in my deck at this point. Though not impossible if I open a Psychic Frog, Here, kind of bricking. This is a pretty bad opener. Anguished Recollection is actually pretty solid. You discard a card and you seek 2 cards that don't share a type, so you have a lot of control over what you seek. You discard a land, you'll get 2 spells. You discard a creature, you're going to get some combo of land, instant, sorcery, whatever. I think I'm just going to take Spire Bluff Canal. This pack just sucks. There's no card in here that I'm like all that interested in. All right, well, this one does not because Wooded Foothills is fantastic. And look, there's like Obliterating Bolt, Lightning Strike, Bone Crusher. I mean, the Bone Crusher won't wheel, but one of these 2 wheels a decent percentage of the time here. Oh, there's also a Jace the Mind Sculptor. Hold on. Jace the Mind... the alternate art threw me off. Jace the Mind Sculptor is pretty good, and I have a kind of decent setup for it. As much as I would like Wooded Foothills, I actually think I'm supposed to just take Jace here. And then here I'll take Emerald Collector. This card is also really strong. 2 mana, 1/2. You can make it a 4/4 if you have green, which actually this deck's probably going to have access to. When it hits them, you draw a card, and when you've drawn your 3rd card, this conjures a Mox Emerald into your hand. So really, really good card here. Now... Reanimate is busted. Oh, Fable the Mirror Breaker. Okay, yeah, well, really 2 of the stronger cards in the cube for sure. I'll take Fable since I'm playing, well, more red than black, I think, given the mana situation. Goblin Bombardment is actually like one of the strongest cards in the cube. I'm not going to take it here because it's too late. We're not set up for it. But this plus a Johnny Nikado Pariah is just game over, straight up. Here I'll just take Unholy Heat. I think a cheap burn spell is exactly what I've been missing. So take that. And then now there's Steamcore Scholar and Seasoned Pyro and Chandra, and they're all pretty good. So is Ruby Collector, but again, we're not doing that. Yeah, I mean, I've got, and on the Wooded Foothills pick, I do have 3 blue-red lands already, which is pretty nice. This is interesting. Seasoned Pyro is just quite a bit stronger than Steamcore, and I think I'd rather have a 3 over a 4. I have a lot of 4s already, though my mana is going to be pretty impacted here, or like it's got pretty good demands with a double red card, a card I want early, and a card I want early. So not much would have made me pass Wooded Foothills, but I think Jace was good enough there. Here, I actually know what I'm going to take here, and it's not Overlord of the Boiler Bilges. I'm going to take Thragtusk. I really like Life Gain. It's good to copy with the Fable token. It's good with Resourceful Collector. And it's the kind of card I find these decks really do want against aggro, so I don't mind splashing that. Now I'll take 3 Steps Ahead or Confounding Riddle. They're both pretty good counters. I like having access to some. I think I'll take 3 Steps Ahead. The fact that it's a hard counter and it can do other things, I think pushes it over the top. Bloodbraid Elf's kind of funny, but with all the counters in my deck, or that I'm planning to have, it's not going to be great. Savai Triumph is not the color I want, so I guess Horned Lockwhale's fine. It's interaction, and it works out okay. Okay, Obliterating Bolt and Lightning Strike came back. I think it's close, but I think I want the Exile removal. And it hits, for 4 instead. I don't care about hitting whether I hit them or not. That doesn't really change much. Okay. Nice little Teamer control. I'm going to hide the blue-white lands for now. There's not that many white cards I would splash, honestly. And going into pack 3, assuming we still have 5 more picks, so we could pick up more cards. But even if we don't, we have a lot of playables. Take the Larcenist, though I don't really want to main that one. My main problem with Kitesail Larcenist is my decks like this one, don't usually present very many creatures. So you play this and they often just have a way to kill it, in which case you didn't get much of an advantage. Here I'm going to take Hedge Maze. Overlord's fine, but it's just expensive cards are replaceable. I have tons of playables. Disrespectful to Goblin Board, but you know what? I'm just going to take it. Really, really disrespectful. Not playing any of these cards, whatever. All right, pack 3, let's go. Any fetch lands? I just want a fetch land. That's all I want. Oh, Ocelot Pride is one of the best cards too, but I'm not going to take it here. Here, I don't think I take Botanical Sanctum. I could take Glorybringer. Again, not really that exciting of packs. I think I'll take Treasure Cruise. I don't have any way to use the graveyard yet. Deluge doesn't count. I don't exile this one ideally, or same with Seasoned Pyro. I have like Fable. I have a bunch of like cantrip type cards like Repulse or Repeal. So Treasure Cruise I found is pretty strong though. I usually have more fetch lands than this. Going into pack 3, I have none and I've only seen one. So maybe people are wising up to the fetch lands here. Ooh, there we go. Misty Rainforest. Gotta take it. It even is perfect because it gets untapped red, blue, or green, or a Surveil land, or a Tri-land. Powers up Treasure Cruise, is good with the Resourceful Collector. I mean, so much I can say about fetch lands. And here, it's a lot worse. I think I'm just going to take Phantasmal Image. It's really good with Seasoned Pyro. It's fine with Nightclub Bouncer, good with Thragtusk, and they often have creatures to copy. It's just so cheap that I feel like you get a pretty good advantage from it. Not a big fan of not taking more lands here. I'm just going to have enough playables. I think I'll take Spell Snare. Spell Snare is pretty good. I don't mind Young Pyro, but I don't have quite the density of cheap spells I would want. So I think Spell Snare is going to be the pick. And here, Impetuous Lootmonger. This is a busted card, so slamming it. 2 mana, 2/2 first strike. When it enters, you discard a card, then heist them. And all the heist cards are so good. You get a selection of 3 non-lands from their deck. Exile one, you can play it as long as it remains exiled, and use mana of any type. And when you cast a spell, you get a treasure. Also, it's so sick when you clone it, because then you start casting spells and getting multiple treasures. All right, well, I'm taking the Lootmonger, really hoping to get one more good land. Well, got some good cards here. There's Expressive Iteration, Exclude, Malcolm, and then 2 burn spells. So how am I doing on burn? I've got Unholy Heat, Obliterating Bolt. I do want another one, but I think Iteration is just so strong that I'm willing to just take it here. And right now I'm at, 22 playables. I don't think I'm going to get another fetch land, but just another couple lands that fix me would be really, really nice. And here, this is interesting. There's a Dragon's Rage Channeler, but I think I'll just take another 3 mana counter. It's a lot worse than Confounding Riddle because you only look at, you only counter it until they pay 3 instead of 4, and the cards go to the bottom instead of your graveyard, which is worse. Once Upon a Time is good. Maybe I just take that. That'll help my mana, and I have a lot of creatures. All right, actually, I don't usually have enough green for Once Upon a Time, but I think this deck does. And then no more good fixing, but Unable to Scream is fine. This is 28, so this is 23. I'd have to cut a card, because I don't mind playing 17 in Once Upon a Time, but it is a cheap interaction spell, which is nice. Oh, Glorybringer came back, and Botanical Sanctum didn't. Muldrifter, I feel has been power crept out, so I'm not playing Muldrifter. I think Glorybringer is okay. I could take out the Horned Lockwhale. I don't love that card. And now I'm still 1 card over, so I'll have to decide. Sleight of Hand is also kind of nice at making the deck a little bit more consistent, though it's annoying that it doesn't draw a card. It puts a card in hand because Emerald Collector triggers when you draw your third card. If I needed to, I could have splashed Teferi, but I don't really think that's necessary. Pyromancer is not making the cut still, though. Sleight of Hand makes it a little better. Maybe I'd take it. How many spells do I have? 12. Yeah, that's not quite where I want. Oh, wow. This is the Lootmonger pack, and 2 good cards came back. I think I want the Cybus Siphoner. I do like that card a lot. Here, I'll give someone a last pick Wingbright thing. All right, so I got to cut a couple cards here. Let's see. And right now, probably don't need 2. I can put another blue in. So it's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 blue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 green. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 9 red. Yeah, I mean, that's not so bad. Would kill for another fetch, but I think Jace the Mind Scorpion. I don't know. Honestly, I would trade a Jace for a Wooded Foothills. You should just always take fetch lands. Like, I don't even know what I'm thinking. So this is certainly a couple cards over. I could cut Unable to Scream. I could cut Repeal. I could cut Sleight of Hand. I kind of like Sleight of Hand to fix my mana a bit. Maybe Memory Deluge. How many counters do I have? I don't have that many counters. I passed the Supreme Will and the Confounding Riddle or Puzzle. So I just have Disdainful Stroke and Cybus Siphoner. Oh, and 3 steps ahead. All right, 3 steps ahead helps. I could cut the Glorybringer. I like Thragtusk, especially with Phantasmal Image and Fable in the deck. Spellsnare I found is pretty good. Let's cut Glorybringer. Let's, I guess, cut Repeal. I guess I could cut Sleight of Hand. Yeah, it seems okay. I have a bunch of early plays. And I've got to cut one more. Maybe it is Memory Deluge. This deck does have a decent amount of card selection. All right. I think I'd rather have Unable to Scream and Repeal over Deluge, but it is pretty close. All right, let's see how this goes. All right. Playing against Mabel from Bloomborough. Let's see. I am on the play. All right. I like this hand. I have Ketria Triome into Obliterating Bolt, though I probably am not casting it on my turn 2, unless there's not that many 1-drops I would bolt. Though I guess most of the 1-drops they would cast, I would bolt, so we'll see. Oh, they have like an Ocelot Pride? Pfft, there we go. All right, well, that actually works out fine. Get out of here. And now they can resolve a 2, but then I have Counter on 3, Bouncer on 4, Thragtusk on 5, assuming I hit a 5th land. I don't mind it. Okay. It's a 2-1. Oh, wow. They just have triple 1-drop draw? Okay, that's actually pretty bad for me because Agent of Rafine is also really good. Wow. Well, not much I can do about that. I can Nightclub Bouncer the Agent, I guess. It even duplicates copies, so when they do that, if I bounce a creature they get off, it doesn't go back to my hand. It goes back to theirs because it's not the same card. That's pretty annoying. So this is 2 tap, draw the top card of your opponent's deck, basically. And now they're not gonna. No, they're gonna enlist. Oh, they must have a 3-drop to play. That's so much better for me if that's what they do. If they enlist and play a 3, then I get to counter, and then I get to Nightclub Bouncer the Agent after that. Way worse for me. All right. I don't think I'm gonna use the 3 steps ahead to loot here. It doesn't really seem. Yeah, that's annoying. That would have been a really good draw last turn. I guess I'll pass. They're going to use Agent, I assume, and then I'm going to Bouncer. And they use it just so. All right. They do get to duplicate and draw. And it's exiled face down, so I don't even know what I've lost. Well, now if they replay the Agent, I can repeal it, and if I draw a land, I can counter it on the way down, which is a lot of hullabaloo for one card, but Agent's a really good card, so here's where another Bolt would have been quite nice. And they still have a duplicate. I guess if I Misty, I could take a look. I'm not going to spend a bunch of time trying to figure out what card they have, though. That doesn't seem like a very productive thing to do. Oh, and Repulse. All right. Would have been nice to draw a land. Maybe I repeal for X = 1. No, let's just pass. I'd really like to repeal that Agent instead. Because their Banalish Night Council really isn't doing anything. I can hold on lands here. I could counter it. Let's see. Yeah, I guess I will. It would have been nice to be able to copy my Nightclub Bouncer, but I think this is fine. I mean, their Agent perpetually costs 3. This makes it permanent. So every time I bounce it, I am getting a little bit of extra value. Like they're having to pay 3 now. We'll see what they do. And I know my Vendilion Click is gone, I suppose. What I like to see. Another, like, Unholy Heat wouldn't be too bad. Oh, Elite Spellbinder. That's annoying, but it's not the end of the world. Yeah, the Thragtusk, sure. Oh, they don't have a land there either. Okay. Oh, Phantasmal Image. Yeah, let's go Phantasmal Image, the Elite Spellbinder here. I could bounce their Spellbinder, but that doesn't seem very productive either. Okay, they have a bunch of counters. This Disdainful Stroke is not looking ideal. Their Snapcaster's pretty far from being good. Making their Journey to Nowhere cost more doesn't do anything. I think I'll make their 3 steps ahead cost more. And then I'll pass the turn. I suppose if they draw a land, they can play Agent of Rafine and make Disappear. They could also Journey to Nowhere the Elite Spellbinder. My Elite Spellbinder, because that would just kill it. We'll see. They're up on cards because they got a nice 2-for-1 off their Agent of Rafine. But yeah, all right. Yeah, it's gone. I mean, I'm going to take a little damage here. I think I probably repeal the Knight Counselor. End of turn. It's not spectacular, but it's probably better than doing nothing. And they can trade their Make Disappear for the repeal, but I guess that was always true. What? This play doesn't really make sense. Oh, it enlists to a 5/1. Oh. All right, well, I'll just trade then. That's fine too. They were effectively trading anyway, so not too concerned. And then now they're going to play the Agent of Rafine. All right, well, that doesn't really matter. All right, X equals 1. Bounce that, draw a card. Hedge Maze, okay. Let's go Hedge Maze. I don't really want to cast what? Pass the turn. They can play Agent and have up Make Disappear now. I can repulse it on my turn. The Disdainful Stroke being face up is not ideal. We'll say that. All right. So now they can 3 steps ahead. I mean, I do need to draw an answer to this Agent. And eventually, not to mention the Elite Spellbinder, but mostly the Agent is what's losing me this game. Like, I can't believe they open a 1/1 drop. That is not great. Okay. Agent Rafine passed the turn. Repulse the Agent. They can counter it with... Oh, they can't even counter it. I guess they could counter it by Make Disappear, sack Elite Spellbinder. That I would be okay with. And really, it would have been so sick to draw like a Resourceful Collector or something. Oh, a Treasure Cruise. Interesting. Yeah, I will go for Treasure Cruise. Exiling 7 cards. Because now, if they want to Make Disappear, they have to sack their Elite Spellbinder. I am okay with that. It's not like it's getting better for me. Because if I wait, they can cast 3 steps ahead. So now it's really going to come down to whether I draw a answer to that Agent of Rafine. Because I have a window here to play something. I guess I can play the Thragtusk. Because they're not going to be able to keep up. Oh, they're keeping up Counterspell? Oh, that's so much better for me. I'll just pass. I'm not going to play into it. But did they draw another instant to play? Oh, they drew a Malcolm. Okay. Yeah, that's not good. They peeled and I did not, which is unfortunate. I mean, I drew the Treasure Cruise. That is pretty good. But because now they can keep mana up and it doesn't cost them anything because they got to Malcolm me. Really, really not what I was hoping. Let's see if I can find a land here, or a spell here rather. The Resourceful Collector no longer as resourceful. Impetuous Lootmonger would be a really nice draw. Also, drawing Disdainful Stroke against someone who's drawn like 10 cards that, yeah, they now get to Malcolm, but they've drawn like a million non-expensive cards, which is pretty brutal for me. Selfless Savior, all right. Cool. Chill out, dog. All right. They can counter us. Like, I don't really have the opportunity to wait any longer. It's not even like Thragtusk is good here. Like, it doesn't really do much. So I'll cast Thragtusk. I'll see what they've got. Like, are they considering not countering it? Oh, they're gonna Snapcaster make disappear it is what they're gonna do. Oh, sure. Also fine. They could always even sack Selfless Savior, so. Now, because they have 3 steps ahead in hand, they get to attack me for 5. Just leave mana up for 3 steps ahead. It costs 5 mana to counter something, but because I've drawn land or whatever, I do need to, like, I don't think I have enough time to draw enough spells that do something. Like, their Agent of Fiend doesn't even matter anymore, though obviously it was insane earlier. That is what won them the game. Though, kind of the Ocelot Pride did too, because I had to use the Bolt on that instead. Okay. Sure, Jace the Mind Sculptor. They're going to counter it. And they attack me for 7. Yeah, all right. Not the ideal start. Let's keep going. Okay. Battling the... I don't even know what that is. An avatar I haven't seen. All right. Well, I've got Repeal for their 1-drop. Spell Snare for their 2-drop. And then if I draw another blue, some 3 steps ahead for their 3-drop. Ah, they do have 1-drop. Okay, that... At least it's one that I don't have to deal with immediately. I'll take 2 and maybe Spell Snare something here. And then cast Iteration on 3. But obviously it's pretty strong to lead on 1-drops in general. All right, nothing to exile. Which is actually why they should cast their spell first. Because now I'm going to Spell Snare this. And they would have gotten to exile my Spell Snare and start counting up the veteran. Ooh, I do like Resourceful Collector. Let's lead on Iteration because I don't have a card in my graveyard yet. And here... I think I want Cyba Siphoner and then Island, of course. Island, pass the turn. Treasure Cruise is also going to be less good against Veteran Survivor because that's going to eat a card or 2 here. Okay. Which I guess Cyba Siphoner also has that issue. How's everyone just playing 17 1-drops? All right, well, it's actually kind of nice. I get to repeal their vampire token now, so that makes Legion Landing quite a bit worse. And they milled a Lingering Souls. All right, that's, that's fine. And then now, I think I'm just going to go Island Go, and my plan is to Cyba Siphoner and get Repeal back. Battle and block. So... if they don't have a removal spell, this is going to work out fairly well. Unfortunately, not a 2-3, but Repeal is pretty nice. Trading for Veteran Survivor is solid. It also means their Knight doesn't get to do anything, or doesn't get to grow unless they pump it here. All right, they did not. Cyba Siphoner goes back into my deck. They Lingering Souls. I actually would rather Cyba Siphoner stay in my graveyard because of Resourceful Collector, but yeah, no. Oh, Obliterating Bolt. Okay, so now let's go... Actually, do I want to repeal? I kind of want to just go land... Bolt the Knight. And then I'll take 2. They can't flip their Legion's Landing. I'm able to prevent that. And I can counter what they play here. I think I will just leave up 3 steps ahead. Because I don't care too much about getting the Vendilion Click out. Okay, if they're not going to play anything, I'll click them and see what's up. They have like a Resto Angel or something? A good flash creature, or they just have removal? If they just have removal and they're killing Vendilion Click, I'm also actually very happy about that. I wouldn't even mind drawing a land here. Okay. 2 land, sure. Okay, well, I didn't draw an untapped land, but I get to play Resourceful Collector, smash for 3. End of turn, the Vendilion Click becomes playable, and now I have Disdainful Stroke covering my bases against big things. Hopefully they don't play. If they play a powerful 3-drop, that's like the worst case scenario, but hopefully that's not what's happening here. Okay, they played a powerful 5-drop. I don't even know exactly what that card does, but I'm just obviously going to counter it. Oh, Treasure Cruise is back. Well, let's start by repealing a token. Repeal was just incredible this game. And then draw step. Oh, I can't actually click because and leave up 3 steps ahead. So I think I'll just leave up 3 steps ahead because also I get to loot if I do that, which is pretty nice. And if they don't play anything, I will just play Vendilion Click. Lord Skitter post combat, huh? Yeah, I do think I want to counter it and loot. And if I discard a permanent here, I even get additional value from Resourceful Collector. Yeah, I can discard probably just an island here. Though discarding Fable is a combo. And then now, if I want to treasure, hold on. I can Treasure Cruise, pay 2 mana. Yeah, and I can still do all the things I want to do. So I'm going to go Treasure Cruise. Oh, no, then hold on, then I can't. Oh, it's okay. I'll give up the island. It's fine. I don't need to get max value here. I mean, this is what I'm trying to do with these games, and it's working out pretty nicely, I would say. Land, Fable, smashing, and they did this game. They had 1-drop. They had 1-drop into 2-drop into two more plays, including surveilling away Lingering Souls. So I feel like we beat a pretty good draw. Okay, they can cycle Rafine's Tower. It's acceptable. Draw. Now I V-click them on draw. See what they got. Prairie Survivalist. Yeah, you can keep that. It's a 1/1. It's a 0/1 that's going to make itself into a 1/1. Oh, or make the Spirit into a 2/1. Sure. Discard Unable to Scream and Once Upon a Time, because I'll get to play Unable to Scream at some point here. And Nightclub Bouncer. Bouncer 2/1. Got him. All right. 1/1. All right. Battling against a mysterious figure here. I'm on the play. All right. Disdainful Stroke was fantastic that game. Terrible the first game. We'll see how it is this game. I'm going to get to go kind of turn 2 nothing. Oh man, my opponents have had a lot more 1-drops than usual. Like, it is not typical for every single opponent to cast a turn 1 play. Well, Gutter Bones is not the end of the world. Should I just use... No. Nah. I'm not going to... I can wait on iteration. If I just use it there, I'm just getting 1 card out of it. I don't like it. Okay. Knight of the Ebon Legion. Oh, there's Obliterating Bolt. All right, I'm going to wait on that, because what I'm going to do is go Repulse this turn. Repulse their Gix. And hope to draw a 3-mana counter. Or a blue source to counter it. I did not. All right. Let's go iteration. Oh man, this is so bad. All right. Fable. Ketria Triumph. Now they get to go Gix and draw 2. 1, 2, 3, huh? Well, I guess 1, 1, 3, but a tap land on 2. Well, I get to kill Gix, I guess, after this turn, and that's something. I mean, I could have repulsed the knight and tried to Obliterating Bolt the Gix, but I just didn't think that was what I wanted to do. Okay, Gix is down. And then now I'm going to play Fable, because I don't think I'm in a spot to leave up 3 steps ahead here. I just kind of have to hope they don't have a great play, which I don't feel good about. But, you know, what am I going to do? Thragtusk next turn could help stabilize. They 3-for-1 me on the Gix. Maul of the Skyclaves? Okay, I mean, I guess that's something, and then they Dust Animus. All right, well, I'll take 5, I guess. I mean, I'm probably gonna lose here. Let's discard Spire Bluff, and do I discard 3 steps ahead? I guess just Baneful Stroke. I just don't think I'm gonna have time for that. Okay, Nightclub Bouncer. That's definitely a thing. All right. 7. The bouncer is going to be really nice here, I guess. Actually, I am kind of getting there. I mean, we'll see how this plays out, but I feel like I actually have got a pretty good shot. Nightclub Bouncer is kind of the perfect card. You can block the Gutter Bones and bounce the Knight of the Ebon Legion. And then I can Spell Snare the Dust Animus. And I'd rather pay the Steam Vents untapped to get another treasure, to not have to use my treasure, I think. And I could technically cast 3 steps ahead this turn, but I think it's fairly likely I'm going to need to counter the Dust Animus. Because if they're going to lead off by casting Dust Animus, and I'm going to Spell Snare it. Unless they're going to Restless Fortress. No, I'm going to Spell Snare that. I mean, Restless Fortress is a reasonable thing to activate, to go for the kill here. Intrepid Adversary. Okay, that is less good for me than than the attack was going to be before this, but it's not so bad, because now I go Nightclub Bouncer, bounce the Knight of the Ebon Legion. They can't even recast it this turn. Trade here. I don't want to go to 2. I don't think that's a good play. And then now, land, attack, make another treasure. And then I can go Thragtusk. And I could Vendilion click them. I think I'll leave up 3 steps ahead. I think there's a good chance they might just be equipping Maul of the Skyclaves anyway. All right. I'll take it. I'll go to 4. They go to 20. Hopefully they don't have much of a play. Oh, that is not much of a play. Okay. I guess I'll Vendilion click them now. Your hand is... Oh man, this is a lot of stuff. Warren War Leader seems like the biggest threat to me. I mean, getting to copy Thragtusk is no joke. Oh, I'm about to have a 50-50 on Resourceful Collector versus Spire Bluff Canal. So I have 8 mana, 9 mana if you count that. So let's go Reflection on Thragtusk. I mean, I can attack for 15, 18 here. Wait, I can just win. This is amazing. Copy the Resourceful Collector. It has haste. All right. Oh man, Nightclub Bouncer. That was a big game. Nightclub Bouncer was just like the perfect card. Top decked our way out of it. You do love to see that. All right, battling against Johnny. All right, we had some good games so far. I'm on the play. Yeah, this is a Ketria Triome is where this Misty is going to go get. I do need a 3rd land, but Resourceful Collector, if I hit a red or green land, everyone has a 1-drop. This isn't so bad. Then I get to get this fetch land back right away, which is awesome. I could Hedge Maze here, but I think I'd rather just get Ketria Triome and guarantee I can cast the Lootmonger. Oh, Lootmonger plus Clone. Here we come. Let's discard V-Click. I think I want to discard permanents more than anything else. And I'll get Seasoned Pyro. The dig is not looking that hot. Ill-timed Explosion either. All right, land would be really, really good here. They might just kill my Lootmonger on their turn. Hopefully it's not with Obliterating Bolt, though. I mean, they kind of... Oh, they just played Kitsa. All right, land. Oh, you love to see it. All right, pay 2 life, Resourceful Collector, Bash. I mean, I guess there wasn't really a reason to attack with the Lootmonger, honestly, but whatever. All right, hit the Misty? Yeah. I guess the downside of discarding V-Click is it made it less likely I'd hit Misty, but it worked out. Now, if they kill the Resourceful Collector, yeah, that's fine. And they get to hit for 2, but next turn, I got some options. I'm going to play Misty, sack it. I think I just get blue. I really don't need double green pretty much ever. I think I'm just going to Jace the Mind Sculptor here and bounce the Kitsa. And I think they're going to loot, of course. I'm debating whether I attack with the Loot Monger or not. So obviously the upside is I get 2 damage, and the downside is they play a haster. There's not that many hasters, and I don't think I have good blocks on most of them. But I guess if they played a Lelia, I would rather have a Jacing play, so sure, I think that's fine. Midnight Clock into Kitsa? Okay, I think we're going to be doing just fine here. All right, they get a Midnight Clock. That's a card I don't typically play, or try not to. Let's go here. I'm going to kind of show you how busted this can be. Well, do I want to Jace first is actually the real question. I guess I might want to bounce Kitsa with Jace, so let's just go Phantasmal Image, copy the Loot Monger, discard Hedge Maze, and I think I'll take, there's some options here. Okay, yeah, I'll take Roaring Furnace. Yeah, this is going to be good. Brainstorm with Jace. Oh man, I even get here. Put those back, I think, because I'm going to go land. Yeah. Put those 2 good cards back. Cast Roaring Furnace. Get 2 treasures, because I have 2 Loot Mongers in play and I don't own the spell. Nug the Kitsa for 3. Play a land. Cast Seasoned Pyro. Get 2 more treasures. Discard Spell Snare and Forest. Draw 2. And attack for 2. I guess I could have kept Spell Snare, but I'm not that worried about countering a 2-drop this turn. They're going to have like a lot here, because look at how far ahead I am. All of a sudden, I have a Jace out, I have a Sauna I could flip, I have a lot of mana because I have all those treasures, and I have 7 power and play a bunch of 2/2s. Now, this is exactly what I was talking about, that Loot Monger. I mean, Loot Monger and Resourceful Collector are dominated this game. Oh, they drew their ill-timed explosion. Okay. If they don't have a way to also kill Jace, they still lose pretty badly here. But let's say they discard 2, kill my board. I mean, they have to do that to start with. And then they also have a burn spell for Jace. No, they did not. All right. Now I draw. There's Tameo. Oh, I could flip Tameo. That's kind of nice. Let's go Tameo. Draw 3. Oh, the Emerald Collector next turn. So what am I going to do this turn? I'm going to keep up 3 steps ahead and maybe play Emerald Collector. I could flip the Steaming, the Sauna. They have a lot of mana. It's their Pyro. That is the only downside, is they do get their Pyro back. Why don't I put back... I don't want to put back Forest if I play Emerald Collect. Yeah, so let's put back... Oh, hold on. If I put back Repulse and Emerald Collector... I kind of want to get Emerald Collector into play. I guess I'll put back Cyber Siphoner, Repulse. Draw Repulse first, I suppose. Exile Tameo. +2 Tameo. Play a land, play Emerald Collector. And then now I have enough mana to leave up 3 steps ahead. I don't really need to flip the Sauna. I would say I'm far enough ahead that would be a little unnecessary. Okay, well, Jace the Mind Sculptor doing its thing. And they have 7 mana available. Chandra, well, I can't counter that. Okay. What are they going to do with that? Nug Jace for 2 and then they lose the Chandra? Sure. That I am okay with. They could Nug Emerald Collector, but they have to... Julie, come here. They have to Nug it for a 4. All right, so now what I'm going to do here is create a token that's a copy of this. So that one dies. And here, I guess I brainstorm with Jace first. It's gonna... Here, I'll put 2 back, whatever. I get a Mox off the Emerald Collector. Play a Mox. Activate the ability. Attack Chandra for 4. And Tamiyo, I guess I get back 3 steps ahead. Oh, I guess I could do that with Cyber Siphoner. Oh, I should have put Repulse back instead of a land. That was useless, but whatever. Let's get 3 steps ahead back and pass the turn. Yeah, that was just classic me's. I thought I was going to draw a card off the Emerald Collector. I'm used to the new template of cards that trigger when they hit Planeswalkers as well. So I assumed I was just going to draw the island and it would have been fine. But either way, if I switched Repulse and Island, it would have been a lot better. House Meld. So they're going to exile it and then they get a perpetually becomes an enchantment. Well, it doesn't actually, it just exiles it. They don't get it because it's gone. And end of turn, I can Cyber Siphoner a Spell Snare. That doesn't sound super impressive. I guess at some point this Midnight Clock is going to be kind of annoying. Let's just take my turn. I mean, they're still pretty far away from that. Let's draw 3. Now I'll put back 2 lands. Land plus 2 Tamiyo. And I guess I'll flip the sauna too. Why not? So the clock goes to 9. So I guess they can spend their whole turn pumping the clock, right? 1, 2, so, and then draw on my turn. But I'm okay with that. If I draw a repeal, it would be incredibly good. Let's just take my turn. And I guess I'll brainstorm with Jace. They kind of need the Midnight Clock in response or they risk ruin, but... discard 2. Okay, Season Pyro. Volcanic Spite the Tamiyo? Okay. Yeah, the Tamiyo's not that impressive. Sure. And then here, I think I am going to actually discard an Unholy Heat because I think getting a 1/1 is actually pretty good. Play a land. All right. I mean, they are going to get to draw seven cards. I have not found my repeal, but that seems okay. I mean, they might Memory Deluge. That seems worse. Oh, they're pyroing? That also seems worse, to be honest. Disdainful Stroke. Yeah, all right. So, I mean, I guess they get their value out of this. They're just going to clock now. Yeah, sure. All right. They get 7 cards, but I have a lot of cards in my hand. And it's Vendilion Click. It's in my graveyard, right? I discarded. Okay, I was just trying to figure out what I had left here. Okay, they've already played their land. Kitsa, yeah, that's fine. Kitsa doesn't bother me. Pass the turn. They have a lot of cards in their hand. Okay. Let's repulse the Kitsa. Draw. Iteration, huh? All right, take my turn, draw. 10 cards left. Yeah, let's brainstorm. I don't think I need to kill a token. I guess I have to. There is some concern about getting decked here, I guess. Well, iteration. Oh, I played my land first, whatever. Unable to scream one of the tokens just to like get slightly better attacks in. Yeah, I mean, I guess I might get decked here. That definitely could happen. Okay. I got a Thragtusk in here somewhere. Once upon a time. Oh, I don't have max hand size? Because of Steaming Sauna? That's really funny. Attack Jace? Okay. I think I attack Jace. I don't care. Kitsa, yeah, that's still fine. I think we might be okay. I'm probably not going to be brainstorming with Jace again. I'll tell you that much. And let's see what they got. 1, 2. I need him to play like an expensive spell or something. And yeah, I mean, I guess, yeah, sure. That's fine. I'll Disdainful Stroke the House Meld. Okay. And end of turn, play a bouncer. Planning on bouncing the Kitsa. If this gets countered, I don't care that much either. I have 3 turns to kill them with a Roaring Furnace, Steaming Sauna in play. That's fine. Should be doable. I have Fable, Thragtusk. Most of my burn doesn't go face, unfortunately. That is a downside. All right, and I'll take my turn. Draw. There's the Fable. Look at the top card of their deck. I'm basically going to use Jace as like... what am I putting on the bottom? Oh, Island. Decline. Put on the bottom. I'm going to use Jace as a way to bounce things. Because I think what's going to end up happening here, most likely, is I'm going to go 3 steps ahead, counter something, Cyber Siphoner, get it back. I think that should be fine. Let's go. Let's play this Fable. Why does it tap all my blue? Who knows? Pass the turn. There's Thragarino. I mean, they don't seem to be doing much. They cast House Meld, Kitsa, and Consider. That's about it. Let's see. They have 11 mana. They have a lot of mana. 4, 5, 6. Oh, great. I love that. Okay. I love that a little less. It is an uncounterable thing. Is not really what I'm hoping. 3 damage to each non-elemental creature. Elemental, Goblin Shaman. All right. And then they pass. Oh. I think I will Cyber Siphoner now to block. And I guess I could get back Disdainful Stroke or Unholy Heat. They're going to Disdainful Stroke. I'm going to counter it. They didn't have a counter. Okay. Well, now I get back 3 steps ahead. And then block. And hope they don't have another good play here. Sleight of hand, that's okay. I have 4 cards left, so I'm going to draw to 3, then draw to 2. So I get 2 attacks in. All right. It's going to be close. Oh, they had the bolt. That makes things a lot harder. Okay, let's draw, Fable, decline, bolt the Planeswalker, bounce their token. Land, Thragtusk. All right. I mean, I still can win this. It's going to be close, though. Thanks, Treasure Cruise. I have 2 cards left. Oh. Is there a way? I guess I don't really have a way to bounce the sauna. But I have a way to bounce Kitsa. So they need to not have another... I guess playing the Siphoner was a bit of a risk. I need them to not have another spell that kills one of my creatures besides the one I'm going to counter with 3 steps ahead. It's going to be really close, actually. They have 11 mana. Kitsa costs 4, so that leaves them 7 mana. The Kitsa doesn't do anything, though, because they know I can just bounce it with Jace. They know I have 3 steps ahead in hand as well. And I have enough mana to counter whatever they play and copy my Thragtusk. All right. We'll see what they got. Land, sure. I can put Pyromancer tokens into play. That's not really going to do much. A Kitsa, sure. That's just fine. And then no other plays. Let's make Pyro tokens. If they have an instant speed removal spell, I lose, but... Very sad. I make a 3/3. I'm going to be too short here. And then they had Gearhulk as their last card. All right. Yeah. Good beats. Tough game. I guess playing the Siphoner at sorcery speed was not ideal. I can repeal the Furnace, but then I draw a card. All right. Boom. Jace myself to death. All right, that'll do it. Boom. All right. Quite the game. Feels like I could have done some things differently, as always, but it was a good game nonetheless. All right, 2-2. I really should have won that one. I got a little sloppy. Oh, this is a really good hand. One thing I definitely know about myself when I'm jamming here on Arena, especially when I start winning, sometimes I get a little fast and loose, as you no doubt can tell, and I think that game was certainly winnable. That said, I mean it was a close game, but I could have played things a bit differently. This is really nice though. Turn 1 Tameo, turn 2 Emerald Collector. They have an Inti. I could play the Lootmonger. I have Seasoned Pyro as my third. The thing is, Emerald Collector into Seasoned Pyro is pretty great because if I play this and draw 2, this will give me a Mox Emerald. So, okay. Oh, FOMO with Inti is a good combo because now they get to exile their top card. It's a mountain, so they get to play that for free. Attack. Are they going to discard again? No. All right. They'll settle for that. Let's draw. Attack with Tameo. Take nothing, but now I get to go Seasoned Pyro. I'm going to discard a mountain, and I think Thragtusk. Thragtusk probably pretty great against mono red. Oh, I'm going to have an Emerald next turn. So yeah, I'll discard the Bouncer. I don't want to discard Lootmonger because now these both flip. Tameo flips and Emerald Collector flips. Or doesn't flip, but it gives me a Mox. And then I get to play the Mox. No real reason to do that. Yeah, so I think I just pass, because I'm not tapping it for mana, and maybe they have a way to destroy an artifact. They're not going to mess with cards in my hand. They could play like a Thalia to make it more expensive, but I'm not too worried about that. Julie? Hi, girl. Good girl. Oh, yeah. Look at that good girl, Jules. What's going on here? They're going to attack at -1/-0. I've got some good blockers. Next turn I can play Thragtusk. Cybus Siphoner at some point, maybe. Professional Facebreaker. Okay. Do they have attacks? This could be a 3/4. It'd be a 2/4. That doesn't actually seem that great. Okay, well, they have to discard a card. Let's see what they... Hopefully... they hit a land again, but now I can go triple block and trade. So Emerald Collector traded for FOMO and got me an emerald for 2 mana. Obscenely good. Oh, an island is good too. Let's just plus Tameo. Land, Mox. The Tusk. Tusk is a really nice blocker. Pass the turn. Tameo on -7, so if the game here could just be protect Tameo for 2 more turns. We'll see. I've got a Thrag Tusk. I've got 3 blockers, and they technically have like 3 attackers in the sense that this has Menace. Okay, Bonehorde Dracosaur is pretty good. That is unfortunate. Now I kind of wish I had the Bouncer, but let's start, I think, by playing the Lootmonger and discarding Forest, or Hedge Maze rather. Enduring Courage, Lelia, Volcanic Spite. So unfortunately it's heisted, so it doesn't go into my deck. It doesn't like clone it into my deck, so I can't go bolt it and then Tameo it back and then bolt it again. Enduring Courage also doesn't seem that excited, so I think I am going to take the Volcanic Spite. And then I'm going to Volcanic Spite the Professional Facebreaker, get a treasure, put a land back. Would have been good earlier. All right, well, I'll plus the Tameo again and pass the turn. So Bonehorde Dracosaur is gonna be pretty annoying. Oh, they hit Strangle and Obliterating Bolt. This is tough. Bonehorde Dracosaur is a card that can completely take over a game. And that is what's going to happen here. Oh man, they're gonna play Godric too into Hired Claw. This is going to be gross because now this pumps all dragons. So they can do 9, 13, -2. So they can do 11 damage, but that means they're going to get to kill Tameo. I guess they're just going to kill Tameo. All right, well, we'll see. Because right now, it puts Tameo to 1. So I guess they're going to pump and then cast Strangle on the Lootmonger would be my guess. All right, I still have outs. The Disdainful Stroke was kind of a bad draw. Oh, they get to Inti, so I guess they can cast Obliterating Bolt instead. Let's see. They hit a Reckless Stormseeker. All right, well, Disdainful Stroke was a little annoying. Obviously, the turn after Dracosaur because now the Siphoner costs 4. I don't have a way to get that out of its hand. But if I draw like Jace the Mind Sculptor or something like that, there are things we could do. Phantasmal Image could be of interest, though I guess copying the Dracosaur is a little bit sketchy given the circumstances. Yeah. Lootmonger down. Okay, well, at least those 2 go away. Why isn't this one going away? Is it... Oh, this is until your next end step, this till end of turn. Sure. Let's crack a clue because it uses a treasure, but I also get to tap a land. So I think that's good. All right. Okay. Phantasmal Image and Expressive Iteration. So currently I could Phantasmal Image the Dracosaur and probably do want to. If they have any targeted thing, it's bad, but I don't think it's bad to cast Iteration first. Okay. This is also of interest. So I think I want Jace in hand. I'm going to play Steam Vents this turn. I'm going to pay 2 life, play Phantasmal Image, copy the Dracosaur, and I think pass the turn. I really hope that I don't get completely wrecked by this. A Braid. Yeah, I mean, it was not a very likely scenario. I still have the plan of Jace bounce Dracosaur. Oh man, it auto triggers Godric too. Actually, am I just dead? They can just pump 5 times. Each one does 2 damage. Yeah, this is some impressive stuff. This game, I don't think I threw like last game, but I did lose some games from ahead here. Well, some big permanents being unable to answer a big permanent. In this case, the Dracosaur. That was the whole game. I just did not have a way to kill it. The Nightclub Bouncer that I discarded earlier was the key to it. But Thragtusk was going to be too good to discard, so I don't think that I would change that. Yeah, sometimes things get through. Oh, do they not? They don't know that they can bolt. Oh, they don't know that they can abrade the Dracosaur. Okay. This could give me an actual chance here. They hit a Raptor. All right. I'm not going to block here. I go to 15. And then they play Rampaging Raptor. I am going to counter that. I don't think I can avoid that. I mean, I even have Cyber Siphoner to counter it again, maybe. Because next turn, if I draw a land, I can go... And I'm going to get to Bonehorde Dracosaur here, assuming they don't kill it. Are they going to use Hired Claw? Oh, they're breeding my Thragtusk. They just don't know about the Phantasmal Image text. Amazing. Okay. We've got a game here? Because I'm now going to get to trigger Bonehorde Dracosaur and flip 2 cards off the top of my deck. Oh, they're sacking 2 treasures to put a counter on that? That doesn't even seem very good. All right, didn't hit a spell. Spell Snare is not ideal, but let's go... Or, hold on. Let's see, Jace. Oh, I didn't hit a blue. Right? If you exile a non-land, you make a treasure. So I needed to hit a non-land to hit a treasure. All right, because now I can't Cyber Siphoner. Oh, that's brutal. Well, I'm going to bounce their Dracosaur regardless. And then actually, since I don't think playing the mountain even does anything, I'm going to play that. I'm going to pass the turn. They can put 2 permanents into play for Godric again with the Season Pyro, but then they're not replaying their Bonehorde. So, still have a chance here. Would have been really nice to hit blue so I could Cyber Siphoner. Well, I guess I hit Spell Snare, so I wouldn't have been able to Cyber Siphoner back the Disdainful Stroke anyway. I don't have anything else I can get. All right, they're going to play that. Please do not. Oh, they don't have a land. So their Godric doesn't even have a good attack here. Huh. This is... Okay. Yeah, they can do that. But I think it's going to work out fine. And they discarded a Glorybringer? All right. They hit the land. So now it's a 6/6, but they can't even pump it. So I'm going to block with these. And, well, I guess I can actually, block like this. And they can't pump it as far as I know. All right, I trade. This is, wow. This game went from can't win to looking, honestly, like I'm not going to say I can't lose. I've been there before. But this is looking really good. Double triggered. And let's see, I'm going to go, yeah, Mountain. Obliterating Bolt the Inti. Bounce the Bonehorde Dracosaur. And actually, I don't even think I attack for 5. I think I just pass the turn. If they replay Bonehorde Dracosaur, I have Cyber Siphoner for Disdainful Stroke. And yeah, this can't ping my Jace, so I've got good blockers. Really, it was 2 main things that got me there. Yeah, I'm gonna still counter the Enduring Courage here. This could be pretty annoying. Is they didn't abrade my my Bonehorde Dracosaur. That's the big one. And then they attacked and traded off Godric, which also I don't think made too much sense. I have 12 cards left. So let's not need to do anything. Okay, we escaped that from the skin of our teeth. Should basically stole that one. Should not have won it. But we take those. That's probably how my last opponent felt. And 3-2. Let's keep going. All right, battling against Digital Ajani, 8-bit Ajani. I'm on the play. Okay, I like this hand. Turn 1 Ketria Triumph, turn 2 Emerald Collector, and then I'll be able to pump it when I attack. Let's see. Ooh, are they like a aggressive white deck? Esper Sentinel. Well, Esper Sentinel is good against me. In this particular instance, it's actually not too effective. We'll see if they have an answer to the Emerald Collector. They have a 2/2 haste prowess. And they didn't attack? That's kind of funny, because now I'm just going to attack them. I already had a green source. What are they going to do? They're going to block? That was, didn't feel like they thought that one through. Draw a card. And I don't relish playing Resourceful Collector with nothing in my graveyard, but I think it's better than playing Tamiyo. Leaving up Spell Snare doesn't seem great. Flage is annoying. But it's still just, they bolted my thing. I'm going to attack and get to draw a card again. So, and if I find another way to draw a card, then I get a Mox here. Let's draw. Oh, the Unable to Scream is pretty nice. So let's go Unable to Scream the Emberheart Challenger. Pay the 1 off of Esper Sentinel and play Tamiyo. If I do Spell Snare here, I do have to let them draw a card off of Esper Sentinel, but that may or may not be worth it depending on the thing they play. Well, I don't have a chance. Oh, now they get to attack with everything still. So I'm taking 6 this turn. Well, Thragtusk is going to be pretty nice. Okay, draw. Yeah, I mean, Emerald Collector is not that great of a blocker. Neither is... Tamiyo is actually a fine blocker. I don't need a clue here. I likely will be able to get a clue next turn. Let's go back up to 16 and hope they don't have exile-based removal. They only have 2 cards in their graveyard, so the Flage isn't coming back all that soon. Drawing Obliterating Bolt would be pretty nice. Blade Splicer, okay. And no attacks. All right, well, oh, Phantasmal Image. That's going to want to copy the Thragtusk. Let's attack with Tamiyo now, because now I actually would like a clue. And I just have that in the graveyard. All right, let's go Phantasmal Image. I could copy Blade Splicer, but I think copying Thragtusk is just going to be better here. I can still double block the Golem. And it also gains me enough life that I just don't have to worry too much. Okay, Toby is okay. Now they have 2 tokens, so they're not that close to my Spell Snare is missing. They're not that close to going off. So I could draw a card with Clue, but I think it's better to Once Upon a Time here and then pay the 1 because that costs 3 mana. Oh, yeah, I'll take a Lootmonger. Thank you. Draw. They have no flyers. So let's see. I have a good amount of mana. 4, 7. So let's go attack with Tamiyo. And then crack a Clue. Yeah, I guess I'll play Island. Crack a Clue, and that's going to flip Tamiyo and trigger Emerald Collector. And flip Tamiyo is pretty nice because giving their whole squad -1/-0 is pretty good. And then I can play the Mox. Esper Sentinel triggers. I just pay the 1. And then play Lootmonger, leaving up Ketria Triumph. I'll discard the Misty, I think. And heist them for... Let's see, I have instant creature land, so... I think I'm just going to take the Unholy Heat. And I could use it now, but I don't think I need to. The Flage still is a bit of a concern, I guess. Robber of the Rich. Okay. If I Spell Snare it, they draw cards. I don't really like that. Okay. They've had a great draw here. As mine's also been very good. They can do a lot of damage by attacking. They're going to trade off for a Thragtusk here. So they're going to deal 2. Yeah, let's go. Let's see, this is the Phantasmal Image. I want to trade that one off. And I could eat the Emberheart Challenger. It makes Flage. Yeah, you know, the Flage is gonna get in here at some point. So take my turn. Oh, Treasure Cruise is kind of nice. I do like that. I don't have any spells in my graveyard I really care about, so let's start with, I guess, start with the Treasure Cruise. And I think I'm just going to exile my whole graveyard here. So it's 5. And pay the price. All right, draw 3. Kind of a weak set of cards, but okay. Play a mountain, pass the turn. I've got Flooded Strain. Yeah, that Flage is coming back. I have 3 steps ahead to counter it at some point. It'd be nice if I could also use 3 steps ahead as a clone. So I'll let them attack if they want. If they really want to attack with Robber of the Rich, I don't mind that much. My Emerald Collector can also become a 4/4, which is a pretty big game here. All right, so they're going to kill Tamiyo by attacking with all those creatures. That's fine. And then they're going to rob me. All right, hope it's not too good. Expressive Iteration. Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, let's just eat all their creatures, I guess. Hold on. Okay. I mean, Flage is also like not the end of the world, so I will spell snare that. Pay 1. And then they Flage and I can 3 steps ahead it, and then I can Cyber Siphoner back the 3 steps ahead. Yeah, I feel pretty good about all this. And the Esper Sentinel's already been paid for, and then I have Sorcery Creature Instant, so I'm getting pretty close to Unholy Heat to be able to kill that Hellrider. Let's see. Let's go Cyber Siphoner. Get back 3 steps ahead. And then, oh, they don't want to play anymore? I was going to immediately clone it, get it back again, and then have a counterspell up, but we'll see. We'll see. All right, 4 and 2. We're rallying here. I don't mind that at all. All right, battling against Yarglarino. Opponent goes first. Oh, once upon a time, pulling some weight here. Finally. I've never drawn that in my opener yet. I've always drawn it, I don't think. Oh, turn 1 suspend Crashing Footfalls. Okay. That's interesting. Let's play this now, because if I draw a Ketria Triumph, I would really like to do it, which I effectively did, because Misty helps. So now I still do need oh, well, I guess it didn't work out as well as I would have hoped, but it's okay. I'll get Steam Vents, and I'll Spell Snare that. I still need to draw green for Resourceful Collector or red for Pyromancer, but I'm on my way here. Land go. The Crashing Footfalls might get me eventually here. Raucous Theater. Okay. Well, I've got answers to the rhinos. I mean, Bouncer and Jace both work kind of nicely. It's a little annoying that my turn 3 I did nothing, and now they're going to play Crucius. So, yeah, that's not ideal. They got a more expensive card. All right, well, they're going to play this. I can't counter it. I'm going to bounce a Rhino and block Crucius, or at least that's the plan. Oh, okay, well, that was pretty nice. All right, and now Unholy Heat's at 3 of 4. Let's see, they have an expensive card in hand, or at least they discarded a land and got a spell off it. Oh my god, Nantuko Slicer. So they're going to regrowth a card from their graveyard and my graveyard? Yeah. That's not good. Wait, they got a Spell Snare? Okay, that's... I mean, I guess I understand, but it's not going to work out great. Hold on. Emperor of Bones is pretty annoying. I guess I still think I just want to go Jace, bounce the Rhino, and pass the turn. And we'll see how this plays out. Getting back Spell Snare instead of Nightclub Bouncer. I mean, not getting Lander once upon a time is fine, but I think getting back a face-up Spell Snare is a bit tough. All right, well, they get a Hive or an untapped land. That wasn't too bad. Basically, what I'm hoping is I don't know, maybe... Oh, geez, okay. Into Fable? Okay. Oh, we've wriggled our way out of a couple jams. This one probably not going to. Especially since they're probably both going to attack the Jace here. Unless they're really greedy. Alright. Because they know I've got a mana up here, so I'm just going to let Jace die. Unholy Heat isn't now fully operational. I kind of feel like priced into killing one of their things. Draw. Okay, so what I might do is I think I can go Seasoned Pyromancer, discard Resourceful Collector, and Island, because that gets me the cheapest Treasure Cruise. And draw 2, make a token. Repulse is kind of interesting. All right. 1, 2. I'm exiling creatures because of the Emperor of Bones. And I guess Jace. Leave Unholy Heat for Cyber Siphoner. Draw 3. All right. And let's go. I don't actually need to leave up Disdainful Stroke because of the Spell Snare they have. So I'm just not going to worry about that one. All right. It's looking pretty good. They can discard their Spell Snare now if they want. Oh no, they discarded a Troxa and they're going to get it back with Emperor of Bones. That I don't love. All right. Well, I guess we'll see what happens here, but I feel like wow, they really lived the dream reanimating the Atrox. This looks like a good Jund deck. And this is actually the kind of green deck I don't mind. Malevolent Rumble is a good value card. Bloodbraid, then Tuco Slicer, yeah, Garrick, Titan of Industry. Like they're not playing Birds of Paradise and Elvish Mystic. That's like the thing that I generally don't like. Malevolent Rumble is fine. It interacts. It's good against removal. Gives you good card selection. Let's see what they're getting out of this. All right. All right. I don't have the heart. It's too much. All right. Well, I feel like that one could have gone a little better, but I also did steal some really good games, so that was cool. This deck, let's take a look. This is not an ideal deck. It ended up actually a little light on removal. I had Unholy Heat, Unable to Scream, Obliterating Bolt, and then like a bounce spell and a repeal and a repulse, but it didn't have also even a ton of counters. It just had Disdainful Stroke and 3 steps ahead. Yeah, I usually like having a little bit more interaction. Spell Snare is just like, okay, you know, that sort of thing. I do like Lootmonger, Emerald Collector a lot, Resourceful Collector, Fable. Those are all great, but could have used a little bit more interaction, basically. All right, that'll do it for today. And you know what? I'll be back tomorrow. Unless I'm not, as always, I got to warn you these days, the twins are literally any day here. So if you don't see me upload for a couple days, all is well. And I appreciate you, as always, hanging out with me, whether I'm uploading or not. I will be back, well, hopefully tomorrow, or hopefully not. I don't know. It's a confusing time. In any case, I'll be back when I'm back. I always appreciate you hanging out, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. It helps out the channel, and you won't miss a single draft.